Hello, music history class. Well, today my medieval instrument was the gamba. The gamba is kind of like a cello, but in medieval times. It started off as kind of in the Catholic Church. They believe way in the beginning of the Catholic Church. The creators, they said that they couldn't really get rid of paganism because people believed in it too much. So they decided to incorporate the lyre into their ensembles. And this decision had created the lira braccio and the lira da gamba. Sounds familiar? Lira da gamba is actually a lyre that is held between the legs. But eventually, over time, the lira da gamba was then changed into the viol da gamba. And viol sounds like viola, violin, kind of moving into that area. But the viol da gamba, it appeared right around the 15th century, and it was mainly played in small ensembles or consorts. They were kind of like bands, but they had various different instruments, so ensembles. They were primarily played around France. No, they were played in France and Germany, but they were primarily played in England and for their kings and queens and all those sorts of royals. The French variant, though, had 7 strings, but the main gamba had 6 strings, and the 6 strings were set on a fretted keyboard, fretted fingerboard, just like a guitar. And the 6 strings were tuned in fourth intervals, except for the middles, which were tuned to a third interval. It had 6 strings, like I said, and stereotypically it had a face carved on the scroll. And it also had a bow, and the bow would be held underhand. And I'm going to use a demonstration. This is actually a violin, so bear with me. So my violin, I'm going to demonstrate how it is. It would be held between the knees, just like so, and the bow would be held like this. And with their thumb, they would control the tension of the hair. And obviously, this is a violin, and it does not have 6 strings, and it's terribly small. But the viol da gamba was a much more quieter instrument. It performed very well in small spaces, small ensembles, and where it could be better appreciated. It had a smaller sound, even though it was kind of like a cello. But it kind of phased out when the violin started taking over in the scenes. And the violin, the sound that produced from the violin was much louder and could be heard over a concert hall. So it would be used in concerts more often. So the viol da gamba went out of fashion because of the violin. But there is still societies of viol da gamba, and these societies, the ones that I found, they are in America and Brazil, and they get together, play the viol da gamba, and trying to relive the past, I guess. But hope you enjoyed my video. Yeah.